we're, I don't know, 120. In Jewish, we have a saying, you always wish somebody a happy birthday, you say, bis 100 mitzvonsik. So you get all the way to 120, even though nobody, and my grandmother would always be like, oh, God forbid. But that's the saying.
Yeah.
So, if you're in your 60s, you're just in middle age. All right. So welcome on. Okay, let's start. I say we're going to do a joint inspired practice. So we're going to take the thumbs and the pinkies, take a big breath, and then relax your shoulders a little bit. And then we're just going to start to roll. And maybe it's a figure eight. I just started making figure eights. And then we go to the next finger, and the thumb is touching the ring finger now, and the other fingers you just try and extend. And then we'll switch. Good. And then the last one. Good. And then just give all those little piano playing, wiggling. Rest your hands for one moment. We're going to do one more. So that was number one. Okay, and number two is now we take the thumb and we're going to put on top of the nail bed, and you're going to push in and then start your circling. So it's a little different muscles. Drop the shoulders and then switch. Go to the ring finger, thumb on top of nail. And then next one. Oh, getting some cracking. Love that. Okay, and then the last one. And then again, just maybe give them a shake this time. And then we'll rest the hands as open hands. Just feel in, let your eyes close. Settling in. And we'll take this next inhale and lengthen. And as you exhale, bring the hands together at your heart, together in front of your heart, whatever feels called for today. Because we know every beginning of every practice is the beginning. And then we'll chant Om together 3 times. Oh, hold on a second. Don't start yet. Yes, there we go. That's better. All right, take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale fully. Oh. As you exhale, just lower your chin and then open your eyes. You're looking at your hands. We're going to just start to do this little spinning the wheel and doing your best to keep the hands together as much as you can, and the backs of the hands together as much as you can. Good. We'll go one more time in this direction, and then it's changing and circling. So let this be more about the wrist than anything else. Good. And the next time your hands come together, we're going to interlace, and we're going to do some figure eights here. Oh, if I can find the motion, there we go. And you change the cross of your legs, and then change the direction. Ooh, there's some brain gym there. Focus. Yes. So let the wrist move. Good. And then we'll come to center. We're going to open, lift up. Good. Let's take 3 breaths just like this. And on your exhale, release the left hand to the floor, turn your right palm to face the left side, reach up, and we'll crescent over. And then let's just make some circling here. So into the shoulder, yeah, all good. Maybe the wrist will start to dance a little bit, and just embody your inner dancer. Good. Feel the ribs moving. And I'm going to change direction here. So it's scooping. Things are a little different. Just find whatever you can here. All right, and then let's end off in the side bend. So the arms coming over. You lengthen through the right side, turn your gaze, look at your left hand, and then spread the fingers. See if you can straighten the arm a little bit, the left arm, so you're pushing into the hand. And then keep all of that and turn your head to look up. And then release this right hand. It's going to come right down to the left knee. I'm going to reach the left arm up. And you're going to, if you need to lift the knee up, lift it. And then crescent over. And turn your gaze to look down. Let the jaw drop, right shoulder drop. Breathe into the left side as much as you can. For fun. And take the left hand and find the right knee. And you can lift both knees up. You can curl back. So maybe your feet have to walk forward. We're going to anchor the feet. Take the belly back, cut the chin. And then press your knees to the floor to bring yourself up, whether they go down or not. Drop the shoulders, lift the heart. Oh, stay here and let's just tilt the head to the left. Good. Maybe wiggle your jaw. Yes. And then maybe melt the right side of your neck if you can. One more breath. All right, and then we'll release the knees, let the hands just flow. We're going to reach up. Bring the palms together down in front of your heart and change the cross of your legs. And we'll do that on the second side. So opposite, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, reach up. Find your length, let the shoulders move here. It's like to think of this as flossing. Good. And a nice big breath. Lengthen and then release your hands. Take the right hand down, turn the left palm to face your head. Inhale and reach up. And then crescent over. Oh, feels so good. And then we'll start to make some circles with this arm. Whatever you need to do, you know, if it helps you to close your eyes, just feel like, oh, and I roll my wrist. Maybe the elbow comes in. Feeling the chest turn. Breathing. And then change direction. Oh, that gives some new opportunities, right? Maybe when the arm comes over, there's a press away. Head is turning. Good. We'll come to the side bend. So just taking the arm over. Good. And then take your gaze and look at the right hand. Spread the fingers. Maybe you can straighten the arm, but take the shoulder back. So to let that happen, the inner elbow kind of has to turn to face your right thumb. Good. Okay, and then we'll take this left hand, find your right knee, lift the right arm up, get some length, and then crescent over towards the left. And we'll turn the head to look down. Let the jaw release. Good. One more breath. And we'll pretzel it. So take the hand out and, I mean, this is a pretzel, right? And then just drop back as if you're doing almost a cat pose. So you might anchor the outer edges of your feet. Press the knees into the hands. Drop your shoulders. And then lower the knees to the floor wherever you go. You can lengthen, if you can lift up, drop the shoulders, and then we'll tilt the head to the right. This is what everyone thinks yoga is about, becoming a pretzel. One more breath. Good. And then lovingly release, and we'll lift the arms up. Just touch the hands overhead and bring them down. Stretch your legs out and move the ankles around. Good. And then even rocking your feet side. I'm just doing this with my hands, just if you can't see my feet. Yes. Okay. And now I'm just going to open the legs apart just a little bit and drop the toes in towards each other. So we get this hip crease to move and lift up and then turn your feet out. Oh, that's easy. And then bring them back. Good. And then send them out and then roll your ankles around. change direction. Okay, point and flex. Maybe let's go opposite. So the brain has to work a little bit. And add your eyes. So maybe you look at the foot that's pointing and then you just switch your gaze. Good. Okay, point your feet as much as you can. Lift yourself tall. And then flex your feet, flex your toes, anchor the heels to the floor. That might mean lifting your knees. Okay, good stuff. All right, give these wrists a little movement. We're gonna come onto hands and knees. So let's see. I feel like we're gonna use the bolster, 2 blocks, and then something. You could put the bolster under your knees right away if you like. I'm gonna use a blanket. Some of you have knee stuff, so prop it up. I'm gonna use the blocks, and I'm just gonna show you, even though I know you know this, I'm gonna spread my fingers. I'm gonna anchor the thumb and the pinky on the outside of the block. Okay, so now you're gonna make it as small as you can so that we put a little bit of more into the wrist. Once you have your wrist, you're on your hands and your knees, walk your knees up a little bit till you start to change the angle. Okay, and then once we're here, so I mentioned the inner elbow, so the hands are anchored. Just turn your inner elbows in and out. I'm gonna take my sweater off. So yeah, just do that a few times. You're just moving your wrists nice and tight in your knee placement. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna walk it back. So you might bring your blocks forward. So now you feel like you're like in a tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Okay, nice and strong through your arms. Turn your inner elbows so maybe they're facing your thumbs. Yeah, I'm gonna move the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen the neck. Okay, we're gonna hover the knees off the floor. You're just gonna lift your knees up. You're anchored through your hands, and then maybe you pedal your feet a little bit. Just like that. You smile. Good. Okay, release the knees, tops of the feet down. I'm gonna sit. So here's where you might put block, or you can even walk up onto your blanket. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bring the blocks forward. So kind of, come down a little bit and then just wag your hips side to side. So whatever feels okay. Just let it be a little bit of a release. Good. Okay. And then we'll come back up to hands and knees. You're gonna bring the blocks back. Tuck the toes under. We're gonna lift and hover the knees again. So, look at your inner elbows, face them to your thumbs so that the shoulders are spacious. I'm just shifting myself forward, putting a little more weight into the wrists. And then we'll lift the knees up off the floor. Maybe pedal your feet. And smile. Give it. Okay, and then press back. Downward dog. And I'm still on the blocks here. Good. Okay, I'm gonna walk now. My heels come to the floor pretty easy here. So I'm gonna walk my feet back until the heels are not on the floor. So if you're already there, you're good. And then I'm just gonna lift and lower the heels a few times. Yes. More. Good. Okay, take your knees down. You're gonna sit on the toes. So do what you need to do. Keep your hands down if you need to, or you can come up comfortably, maybe not comfortably. Open the toes. Maybe you need to shake your wrists. Okay, you can bring your blocks. Actually, I'm gonna bring my blocks back and lift the knees up off the floor. And then we're just gonna roll over the feet a few times. So I say rolling over the feet, but I'm just moving forward and back. Yes, okay. And we'll take the knees down, tops of the feet down. And I'm gonna sit on these heels again. So if you're good here, maybe you take the blocks back and start to put some more weight. And the next thing to do is to lift the knees, but whatever, everything on good time. Oh, I see heart, it's all propped up, and that's great. There we go. Okay, one more breath. Nice. All right, release. Good. Let's take a child's pose just to kind of relax. I'm going to use the blocks. Keep my hands on the blocks. Open the knees and slow it down. Oh. Good. And release yourself here. Okay, let's do in child's pose. Never done this before, but I'm going to call it a little toe push-up. You just push your toes into the floor, and then you just crunch the toes in. You just do that a few times, like you're doing a little toe push-up here. Yes, you can relax the feet, and I'm just going to roll over the toes like we did before. So we'll come up, tuck your little toes, bring your knees together, tuck your little toes under, use your blocks, real blocks. Just do this again. Just rolling this ankle joint. Okay, you're going to modify this. So hearts and camera is going to modify. I'm going to start to drop back. The heels aren't going to touch the floor. I'm just letting my tush drop to the floor. And I'll walk the hands forward. And I'm looking, you know, it might not happen for you, but to feel a stretch in the back of the Achilles. Oh, one more breath. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to stretch the legs out in front. Come to sit down again. And grab your strap. I'm going to adjust the camera, and then we're going to lie down. Yeah, I'm going to turn this. And just lie down. Okay. Oh, take a few moments. Give glory. Good. Okay. Nice. So we have our blocks handy, we have our strap handy, bolsters nearby. And open the arms out to the side. Separate your knees apart. We're going to go to windshield wiper. And just rocking the knees side to side. Let the other side, you know, as the knees go to one side, let the opposite hip lift. And, you know, this is a motion we know pretty well. Can you make this happen from the feet? Like feel like your feet are driving it. So put your mind in your feet. Let the feet drive this action. Good. And then come up to center. Pause for a moment. If you need to wiggle your toes or move your feet around. And we're going to go back to windshield wiper. This time you're going to move from your hips. So feel like the hips are initiating the action. So it's not about the knees or the feet. They're just dropping along for the ride. So just put your mind there. Even if you're like, well, I don't really know how to do that. You're just training yourself to feel, okay, this action's coming from the hips. Good. Okay, we'll do one more on each side. Funny, when I do it from the hips, I can feel a lot different in the hip crease and everything, even the back. Come back to rest. Good. All right, so keep the left leg where it is. Bring the right knee in. Let's do a little rocking horse. So as you bring the knee in, you lift your tail. Okay, the left foot is maybe driving this action. And the breath. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to hug this knee in. I'm going to let the tail lift. So the left leg is working a little bit here. It's happening. Left foot is working. I'm going to keep hugging this knee in and then let the tail and the hips come down without moving the right knee away from where it is. Drop your shoulders, your breath. Don't worry if your knee is not on your belly. It's, you know, we're all beginners here. Even if this is your millionth class. Okay, good. I'm going to cross ankle over knee. Just let this be. Now take your left foot and heel toe out to the left a little bit, just till you feel that right hip maybe start to move away from you. Okay, take your arms up and over your head. Maybe arch your back. Good. And then bring this package in, take your arms up and over. If you need your strap, it's right there. Put it behind your left thigh. Yeah, and now I'm going to flex the left foot a little bit. So it doesn't need to be super flexed. And I'm going to push that left thigh into the hands and open the right knee away as best as you can here. It's almost like if I took the hands away, the legs would just fly. So there's effort. Maybe tuck your head. And if you need something for your head, friends, you know, you're going to put it there. Good. Okay, now we're just going to reverse this by hugging this thigh in. Let the left heel drop towards the tush if that's there. Maybe you want to rock a little bit side to side or forward and back. Just feel for yourself. Good. I'm going to hug this in as much as I can without lifting the tail this time. So feel like your tailbone is anchored as you bring this thigh in. Okay, you're gonna find this baby leg. So release your hands, right hand to the right knee, left hand around the sole of the foot or the ankle. Place the left foot on the floor. And we're just gonna rock this right knee. I say knee, but it's really the hip that's moving in and out. If you want to straighten your left leg here, let's go for that. Good. Okay, I'm gonna hug this right shin in towards the heart, even if it's like so far away from you. You just imagine you can bring it in wherever it's going to go. And there's a resistance. Maybe it's through the side of the foot. So notice if your right ankle is sickling, like is it turning in? And can you plant that right foot like you're standing on it? So the outer edge is, you know, drawing up towards the outer knee. One more breath. Good. Release the foot, hug the knee in. And we're just going to rock this knee side to side. Might go all the way out and all the way across. Good. Okay, I'm going to release the hands. Straighten the right leg. Doesn't need to be perfectly straight because we're going to move like you're circling at the knee joint. Just going to circle here. And the foot might come in. And watch it. Good. Reverse. Good. So it's just circling. And now we're going to start to paint those lines. So it's really about the hip moving. You know, this foot is going side to side. I'm just moving my hands if you can't see my foot. And you're just painting lines. Maybe you're going to paint low. And then you're going to paint a little higher. Notice that the shoulders are gripping. Good. Okay. Release the right leg. Shavasana. As entryway to feel. Good. Okay. So we are going to bend the knees and put both feet on the floor. And you're going to see, can you do that at the exact same time? And whenever you're ready, you know, you see, oh, can I get the feet to touch at the same time? Like on magic. Okay. A little quick windshield wiper. From the hips, from the feet, from the knees, any joints. And then plant your feet. And we'll bring the left knee in, change the interlace. And find, you know, I coined this rocking horse. I lived in Leduc for my young life and in the oil town. Most of us grew up in the prairies and are familiar with this rocking horse. Yes. Okay, I'm going to lift the tail. So the right foot is really working. Hug this left thigh in as close as it's going to get. Drop the shoulders. Feel that right foot is really anchoring down. It's going to fire up the thigh a little bit. And then soften the tush back down. Try and keep the left thigh where it is. And then we'll cross ankle over knee. Okay, feel that. Whatever, maybe that's a relief. And then we'll walk the right foot over to the right. Just till we feel the left hip maybe move away. Maybe there's some opening in this part that gets so tight right above the left hip. And just allow this to be felt. Good. Okay. Now bring the right thigh in. Use your strap or your hands behind the center of the thigh. You know, add a little bit of flexion into the foot. And it's like I'm pushing this foot away, the thigh away. Even the left knee is going to press away. And the shoulders drop. You know, notice if you're clenching your glutes. You know, last Sunday we did this, you know, soften your glutes. And I was saying, my part said, you know, I just can't do it. I said, the fact that you're even thinking and trying that's the work. Whether it happens is just a bonus. Okay, one more breath. And then we're going to draw this in. And you can change where you have your hands if you like. And move a little bit here, side to side or front to back. In this pretzel, what is there to be discovered? Okay, we say this again. Notice if the shoulders are crunching up to kind of protect something. Okay. Now I'm going to release the hands and find this baby cradle. So the left hand holds the left knee and the right hand holds the sole of the foot or around the ankle. And the right foot comes down to the floor. And then we rock this left baby side to side. You can straighten your right leg if you wish, but you know, that does change things. And I'm going to hug this like it's like almost like I want the center of this left shin to come to my heart. And that might not happen in this lifetime. There's 100 that's one sick. It might not happen in this lifetime, but breathe here. And then hug this knee in for a moment and take your little pseudo shavasana rest. Just feel. I'm going to turn that, so the legs are a little bit apart, and I'm going to bring those big toes in towards each other. And that's going to roll the whole leg in. I'm just going to be there, and it's like, oh, you really want to push those big toes to the floor, so we get a little widening in the low back, and then release the legs and just breathe. Okay, find your strap. All right, I'm going to put, we're going to bring the right leg in and place the center of the strap over the right foot. And the left leg can be bent or straight. And we're going to start with the shoe shine. I'm just bending my leg for visual. You keep your leg lifted. Oh, and that buckle, you know, I'm going to grab the buckle and hold it. And just shoe shine this foot a few times. Yeah. Good. All right, so let's change what we normally do. And this time we're going to have the strap is going to be just at the bottom of the foot over the heel, just like that. Okay, now you're going to reach your arms up, hold on to the strap. This is joint work for the fingers and the wrists. We're going to press this leg up into the strap, and you're gently going to pull it back, and maybe you can even flex your toes. Oh. And breathe here. Feel free to close your eyes. Okay, I'm going to give you one. And put your mind in your outer right hip and draw it in towards the inseam of your left leg. And that's going to wake something up. Okay, drop the shoulders. One more breath. Okay, widen your hands nice and wide. I'm going to hold the buckle. We're going to move this foot over the strap, and the strap can be in the center of the foot now. With waving your leg. And this is the most magical thing. It's moving it side to side. The leg is taking its own weight. So the hip is maybe doing the work. Good. All right, let's keep that leg out to the right once it gets there. I'm going to take the right hand and just hold on to both ends of the strap. Left hand is free. I'm going to put the left hand on top of my left thigh. I'm just going to press out through both feet. Okay, let's say your right heel, we're going to try and draw it down if we can a little bit. And then we turn the inner thigh towards the floor. One more breath. Working the legs, friends. Good. Okay, bring it up, change hands. Okay, right thumb into the right hip crease, draw that hip away, and we're going to take the leg across the body, but without lifting the right hip. Okay, this is for me, maybe probably not just me, the hardest part of this thing here that we're doing. Take one more breath, and then you can release your right hand out. And we take this left leg all the way over, right leg over, let the left leg turn. And try to, maybe you can keep the leg hovering or keep it in line with your hip. It's here. Okay, this right hip is going to draw down. You're going to take the right arm up and alongside the ear, open the right hand. So you're pushing out through your feet, through your right hand and the right hip. Good. All right, release. Come back to the first pose. You can put the strap maybe up at the balls of the feet this time. Hold on to the strap. Okay, we're going to let the leg go down maybe a third. And then you're going to notice, oh, the hips might soften. You're still holding on. Maybe your fingers are cramping, but it's good work. And then let the leg drop down maybe another 30%. And press out through the heels. Legs are like extending. And I'm going to take that leg and just hover it above the floor. You might still hold the strap. One more breath. Okay, pull that leg all the way up. Take the strap off and take the leg all the way down and then Shavasana. Okay, I love this. Supta Padangusthasana is the name of this series. Feel your breath. Feel the right side. Feel your face. You don't have to touch it. Just really feel like into your right cheek, left cheek. Good. Okay, I'm just going to drop the strap off there. And take your arms, maybe they go down by your sides with the palms down. Anchor the shoulders. We're going to bend. Place the feet on the floor at the exact same time. Maybe heels first, toes first. Good. Once you have the feet down, lift the tush. Put your hands underneath like we do. Find that comfortable place for your hands to rest. And then widen your feet. And we come back to windshield wiper. And this time we're using this. You're going to massage whatever part of your hips are getting this little lift in the hands. And you can walk your hands around. Good. Okay, and then bring it to center. Take your hands out, just feel for a moment. The hands. And then find your strap. And we'll do that sequence on the second side. So start with the shoe shine. And hold your buckle. And shining that foot. We're so lucky as for where we live, because you can't walk in the winter without being very aware of how you place your feet. And that is a great skill that not every part, I mean, a lot of places walk around barefoot and then they're right in there. But anyway, that's what we've got. So take the strap down towards just above the heel. We're going to straighten the leg, and then you'll reach up as high as you can. Hug that strap. And then if you want to straighten your right leg, that's a-okay. Okay, I'm just going to press into both heels, actively pressing away. Softening your breath, your shoulders, your gaze. Might even pull the toes down a little bit if you can. You're clenching in your tummy. You soften. Does this leg feel more spacious or less spacious? Okay, I'm going to take that outer left hip. I'm pulling it in towards the inner right leg. All right, so then widen the strap as wide as it's going to go. We'll just move this leg side to side. The strap can go wherever it's going to go on your foot. let this be funny. You know, the leg is doing the work. So you notice, oh, am I rolling all over the place? Can I make this about the leg? Okay, so the next time the leg opens to the left side, you're going to take the left hand to hold both ends of the strap. Release the right arm or put it on your right thigh. That helps to kind of ground you. And this is really, it's about the legs. Of course, it's about the hips, but the legs are an extension of the hips. So extend yourself, make some room. Breathe, smile. Good. In your experience, no other experience to be in. Good. And then inhale, lift the leg, we'll switch hands. And take the left thumb into the hip crease, draw the hip away, and then take this leg over. And it just goes maybe a couple centimeters, a couple inches, until you find that place of like, ugh. And that's where the work happens. You know, we've all lived lives, and you know, the hardest, most difficult moments are where you find the greatest transformation. Good. Release the thumb, take the left arm out to the side, maybe palm down if you need to. We're going to take the leg over, let the right leg turn. I'm not dropping it to the floor though, I'm just going to hover. I'm going to press out, pressing the left thigh or left hip, you know, away. There's a belly turning too, you know, there's a lot that's happening here. What's your right foot doing? Can you anchor it as if you're standing on it? Good. All right, and then come up. Separate the strap into your hands again. Wherever the strap goes here is a-okay. Just find this part. You know, if your leg is down here, that's great work. You wouldn't even know that, right? And so we do this, we do the work without attachment to whatever's going to happen. All right, release the leg 30 degrees. Pause, press out through the feet. My right foot is at the wall. That was an accident, but that's always a good thing. And then drop the leg down another 30. Hold on to the strap, press out. And we go down, maybe just above the floor. Press into the strap, into the right foot as if there's a strap on it. And then bring your leg all the way out through the power of the leg. Take the strap off. And then lower the leg down through the power of the leg. You can take Shavasana. All right, we're going to bring the left knee in. Now hug it in. And then we'll start to circle the knee joint. So you're just watching your foot move. Maybe the foot's moving. It's definitely about the knee here. Good. And then reverse. And just do your best. Yes. Good. All right, now we're going to start to paint lines. So now it's more about the hip moving. And the foot is just your paintbrush. Good. So lowering the heel, lifting the heel. Good. All right, and then we'll hug it in. Lower it down, take your pseudo Shavasana. Yes. Okay, we'll take the arms and just reach them over your head. Bring your legs like you're standing on them. Press through the legs, out through the soles of your feet, through the heels. Spread your fingers. Anchor the back of your head into the floor. You just extend your energy into the fingertips, into the feet. And at the same time now, we're going to bring the knees into the chest, the hands up and over, hug it in, rock in and out or side to side, or whatever would feel really good. Okay, we're going to rock and roll up to sitting, or if that's not a good thing for you, you just roll to the side. We're going to just do a few. Because Good. I like to do it when I'm 120. Okay, and then come up and just take a moment. Okay. All right, so we're going to take the bolster. I'm going to keep this blanket where it is. I'm going to put the bolster here. And maybe I'll put the blocks here too, just for your hands. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Actually, let's step right on the bolster. We'll come to a forward fold. And, you know, I'm just showing with the blocks. You can go higher. If you need a chair, do that. And I just want to start to kind of roll the feet a little bit here, just to kind of feel. So, you know, whatever height you need to put your blocks on, it could be lowest height, gives you more stretch in the feet. Okay. So we're doing a little bit of wrist. It's happening here. If you want more wrist, you bring the blocks in a little closer. Okay. Now find your place. The next thing I'm going to do is put the heels on the floor. So you might adjust the height of your blocks here. And no, you can always bend your knees if you need to. Just watch that your heels aren't coming into each other. They want to be, you know, you don't want to see any part of your heels. How's that? And we'll breathe here. Now I'm just shifting the weight forward, putting a little bit more into the wrist. You're going to turn the inner elbows to face the thumbs. Maybe you feel like, oh, can I do a little cat-cow here? Just moving and breathing and experiencing. Okay, now we're going to keep the heels where they are. You're going to anchor the toes and lift your heels up. And we're just going to lift and lower the heels a few times. So, you know, you might have to change how you have your feet or your knees are bending. Just, I don't know, maybe it's called heel pops when we were dancers. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to walk the feet onto the bolster. You might move your blocks. Now I'm going to bring the balls of the feet and the toes to the floor, and heels are going to stay on the bolster. So you adjust whatever you need. I'm just going to be here for a few moments. I'm pressing like the arms are sticks from the shoulders to the wrists. Moving the weight forward a little bit, put a little bit more to the wrists. We're going to do the same thing we did. But this time we're going to lift the feet up so that, you know, they're in line with the heels, and then take them back down. I'm just going to do a little ball foot tapping a couple times here. Yes. Okay. Good work. All right, we're going to come down. So I'm going to walk the blocks forward, take the feet to the floor. Oh, that might feel really good on the backs of your legs, nice and open. Rock your hips. Okay, I'm coming to sit. So if you need more height, you know, you have your blocks, you have your bolster. If you're like, I don't need anything, then, you know, it's a squat. Maybe, you know, you make it your own. You can do nothing, do nothing. A lot of stuff happening here. Think of the hip flexion, knee flexion. Bring your hands together, and then with the elbows to the inside of your knees, if this is possible, I'm going to start to lower the hands till I get those wrists and spread the fingers. You could have your feet could be so wide apart here. They could be close, whatever works. Breathe here. One more breath. Groovy. And then we're going to sit. So maybe you just sit on your bolster. You might be there already. And stretch the legs out. Take a breath or two. Yes. So good. Point and flex your feet. Roll your ankles. Yes. Okay, I have this blanket here. You don't need it. I'm going to bend the right leg. I'm going to take this block I have on the left side. Just put it behind. Okay. Spread the fingers and put the hand down. Now I can point the fingers here. Be okay. If it's not, you know, you turn it wherever you need to. Lift your right arm up. Now put your mind into your right foot. Anchor it. Put your mind in your left foot. Now start to turn to the left. Take the elbow in. And take a little twist here. The head can turn. You're spreading the fingers of your right hand. Now, if you're comfortable, I'm going to lower this right forearm parallel to the floor. I'm going to make a fist and push into this knee The knee's gonna push back and maybe you get a little more twist. Now take your eyeballs all the way to the left. Good, one more breath. Okay, now just maybe we release the right hand and give it a shake. Bring that right arm back to that first position and turn your eyeballs all the way to the right. And now follow with the head. You're gonna turn your head all the way to the right. Look over your right shoulder and all the way to the right. Good. Okay, I'm gonna take this left hand. We're gonna like face, everything's still the same. I've just brought the hand up. I'm facing the left leg. Okay, you have your strap if you need it. I'm gonna take this right arm, you're gonna reach. And then you might like, oh, I gotta pop my right knee out to the side and just give myself some space. You might walk the right leg out too. You're just gonna reach. Reach. Now turn your right thumb to face down and wrap this around the left, the right thigh. You might hold on to the right thigh. You might be holding on to the shin. You might walk that right foot out more. And if you feel like, oh, I can take the left hand and hold on to the left foot, or you bring your block. And then this is the pose. Now this is about the right foot. The right hip might lift a little bit, even though we're sitting on something. Breathe. Good. All right, so we'll release. You just let your arms come out of that pretzel. Stretch your right leg out. Maybe we turn the toes in and out. Breathe. Okay, so I'm on the bolster. It's a bit of a hindrance for me, I think. I think I'm gonna come off. You decide. Yeah, if you feel like that too, that's fine. We're gonna bend the left leg. Put your right hand maybe on the block behind you and, you know, lean back a little bit, or and then we take this left arm, we're gonna reach out. Plant that left foot. So everything here is connected. What's your right foot doing? Don't let it turn out too much. Now turn yourself, bring that elbow to the inside. And start to turn your head, your eyes all the way to the right. Anchor that left foot, friends. Okay, now without looking, we take this left forearm parallel to the floor, make a fist, and anchor into the knee, the anchors back. Now turn your eyeballs all the way to the left. And now let the head follow. You can release the wrist, you can let the hand come back up where we started. Look over your left shoulder. Good, okay, and then keep everything where it is. Just bring the right hand forward. You find your sit, you can walk the left foot out more. You know, maybe the knee needs to drop out just to make space. Reach with the left arm. And, you know, play with that if you need it. Reach, reach, reach. Then turn the hand down and wrap it around. Wherever it goes, it's all good. Now, wherever it goes. Now I'm going to take this right hand and just hold the toes. Look down at the knee or the foot or whatever, wherever your eyes rest. And just feel this pretzel. Anchor the left foot. That's going to move the hip in some way. Heel and hip connection. Good. And then release. Come out. Wiggle your legs. All right, we're going to take a forward fold here. I'm going to come into Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. If that's not good, go to cross-legged. All fine. I'm just throwing the blocks in just for visual. You can take the hands behind. Oh, they're right on the bolster. Open. Press the soles of the feet together. Open your toes. Press the heels together. That you might, as you push the heels together, you notice what you feel in the hips. Then let the jaw go. You know, jaw and hips, also very much related. And then walk yourself into whatever it is. You know, you have the blocks. You want to put them anywhere. You want to bring in some cat-cow and some moving here that, you know, you make it your own. You have to think of these forward folds as offerings. Just offer your heart. You offer your surrender. You offer your presence. And even if there's no space for a forward fold, you know, in your practice today, it's an offering. It's an unfolding. It's a yielding. Just inviting this breath where you feel it, where you need it. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Very lovingly bring yourself up and stretch your legs out. Good. Move your feet. Do one more with the legs straight, and you know this can always be very challenging. So if you need to build a house, and find what works. Just playing with the props, all the different places you can put them. And just bring yourself into your forward fold and use what you need. So I do have my feet are a little active, but the head is soft, the heart is soft, the shoulders are soft. You're just in it. With your eyes closed, maybe your third eye space is resting on a block, maybe not. Soften from the crown of your head all the way down, thinking of the length of the spine. It's receiving this flexion, this surrender, and just being bathed with your breath. So we'll be here for another 3 breaths. And very slowly coming up, and with this soft feeling, hopefully that's enveloped you when you're moving to Shavasana. You're going to take a lying down Shavasana today, but if you'd like to do a legs up the wall, that's totally lovely and great. This is how I'm going to set up today, is with the bolster underneath the knees, the blocks for the feet. You might put a blanket over top if you have sensitive heels. Heating pads and blankets and something to keep you warm. Eye pillows are nice too. Puppies are always good. Too. And just find your great surrender here. So that now we allow everything to just be absorbed. All that space we've opened. It's going to allow the energy flow through and your body to rest. Even this is a practice, and you know what's happening in your world. And some days are easier, some days a little more challenging. Perhaps on the more challenging days is where we can find the greatest transformational space. Shavasana. As you're dropping in, just feeling the floor, your props supporting you.
through this conscious release, stress and tension. We invite in what we need. Feeling yourself as so much water. You see yourself into the deepest state of relaxation you can. Choosing to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you're able. You are going to venture out at this time. Just let it be a journey. You know, like the breath is guiding when it's time to start to move. Reawaken ankles and wrists. Even turning your head side to side a few times. Taking your time is luxuriating in the joy of loving movements. And remind yourself that you are being cared for by yourself. Eventually, when you move to your side, just hang out there for a little bit. And savoring your Shavasana and this gift of time and space. Good morning. even as you come to sit, just to feel, you know, this Shavasana face, this post Shavasana glow. And bringing your hands to your heart, any place that feels right. Just hold yourself. Taking a nice inhale to lengthen and exhale this breath completely. And seal this practice with one Om. Inhale.
Om.
Take a big breath. Breathe into your hands, your heart. Hold it there and take in what you need. And then offer that to yourself, like washing it over yourself. And we'll open our eyes and send it out. And yes, to each other and beyond. And to each one of you. Thank you so much, friends. Great love in my heart. From my heart. From my heart. Namaste. Happy Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody, have a good day.